This is Faces of Holocaust, collaboration with Soldier Blue and Catherine Wyatt. Faces of Holocaust, the songs that enter the spirit through the windows of the black, a darkness that requires no night's silence, the smothering of spirit as we wake to see in a collage bereft of grace. Yea, the faces of Holocaust. An Indian agent, a Republican Senator R.F. Pettigrew, an author of Destruction, the hand that made the bone bricks of the Hiawatha Insane Asylum, Canton, South Dakota, i.e. political prison, for the Indian troublemakers we called the pitiful ones, who are buried there yet. Names to clothe faces, sound songs of identity rent with blood and sorrow, names such as Long Time Owl Woman, Blue Sky, Cecile Comes at Night, Drag Toes, Nadesuda, Taisototo, Medicine People, Holy Ones, and those who just wouldn't quit being so Indian. Yeah, there were many, and their deaths chained to beds, chained to hot water pipes, 3 years confinements to rooms without a view of anything except the lamps that lit their misery, unrecorded. We are left with only Dr. Silk's report. These songs are upon the wind, their dust carrying the stains of a once living culture, now a patchwork of pieces we give from ourselves so that the roots are not to die, not yet. No, not yet. And the wind crescendos into a screaming, howling mass of petroglyph and scratched signs upon unfamiliar fashioned walls instead of stone and hide. And all of them are recalled, yes, the voices, the songs that thread unto names in the faces of an American Holocaust.
Richard Pratt, founding the first boarding school, based his education programs off of those he had developed for Indian prisons. To sickening sentiments of a death sentence, the only good Indian is a dead Indian, in 1870, spewing ideologies, tearing a child from its mother in order to kill the Indian and save the man. As the faces of Holocaust became the faces of children, some innocents wondering why their parents just didn't want them anymore, some never forgetting the river of tears of their mothers, whose children were being taken as America sought a solution to the Indian problem. Faces of a Holocaust still haunted by the memories of a desecration unthinkable yet real. 1945, Bill Wright, a Patwin native, sent to Stewart Indian School in Nevada, still deals with the nightmare images of being washed in kerosene, having his head shaved, and being forbidden to speak his own language, eventually forgetting his own name as he was forbidden to use it. To destroy a culture, destroy their hope. And the faces of Red Earth became the faces of Holocaust.
Where the bones made immortal by the Creator now carry the immortal sorrow of being in a communal grave, in a cellar of a boarding school, in the amalgamate of concrete, in much the same way as they died, trying to learn. Ponca next to Pawnee, Chiricahua next to Cherokee, Lakota next to Coeur d'Alene, and the endlessness of unreported death. The songs that never reached their parents' ears, and the song was made for us all who carry the blood of Red Earth. Leaders, men, women, all who bore the signs of the grace that this is Turtle Island. Yea, the faces and the faceless of our Native American Holocaust. Goyatle, Tashunka Wiko, Tatanka Yotaka, Mapia Luta, names and strengths of our passage through these lands that became our bone sorrow, fashioned from blood and agonies uncounted, I tire of telling the translations of how our names have been bastardized, and thus the bastardization of the sacred in its meaning of grace and beauty. Still, we must, as the elders ask of us, not harbor any ill will. The songs continue, and so we, as people, must for our red earth. These are among the many of the faces of Holocaust. Were you to speak to Wilma Mankiller of the Cherokee, first woman leader, though not an uncommon happening amongst us, you would hear words of strength and quiet memory that tell many of her people's stories, and there would be the visions of all those whom had preceded her as part of the people. So it would be if you should chance upon Carter Camp of the Ponca people, also veteran of Wounded Knee 1973, or perhaps the esteemed Dennis Banks of the Ojibwe. Yea, not all the stories are of the gone and wished departed of my red earth. Many holocaustal faces of this age yet speak, and they, as I, are unafraid to stand when it is necessary and say once again, we are still here. We have not all died, nor shall we go away. And so the days continue as we speak for those who cannot find their courage. And so we speak for the innocents as the women who became the casualties on bone stretches of road as Highway 16 in Canada, also called the Highway of Tears. Yea, many and many are the faces of our Native American red earthen Holocaust. So we walk the roads of bones.
The Pine Ridge Reservation. 40,000 of the people reside there. One dentist, one doctor, one gynecologist. The average lifespan is 45 years old. But the good news is cancer deaths are down, but that's because the people don't live long enough to get cancer. They usually run out of food by the end of the month. Alcoholism, introduced by European traders, is up, and hopelessness along with it. Unemployment is 90%. Teenage suicide rates are 150% above the national average. Diabetes is 800% above the national average. The school dropout rate is 70%. No child left behind. And the homes hold 2 or 3 rooms, each with 17 people or more to a house. The days of the Indian Wars, are they over? Now it is the wearing down, the sloughing away of what once was a vital rich culture, and Holocaust has done its job, still eating the bones of the people that have managed to survive.
And they say we should be thankful for the jobs their companies bring us for the taking of our lands and the minerals thereof, though unemployment rises instead of falling. And they say we should become part of America and leave the old ways behind us. And they say that we will be happy if we should do this. And we know that then we would be as faceless as many of their own general public are a statistic they can file in a book and tell lies about how they are now an integrated public. We remain true to our own. We will not assimilate. We shall pray for the peoples whom we were only granted to be part of by the Citizenship Act of 1924 and the Freedom of Religion Act of 1978. By our own sacrifice. We know the worth of our sacrifices and that of our peoples as we walk side by side, walking each other home, walking between the stele-storied stones, neath the archways and blown handprints, neath the dead star dims and the lean wings of ravens' dreams, and the song of sacrifice that the old crows yet sing, as we mark the way with sacred stones, morphed, become the petroglyphic faces of the Indian American Holocaust, more indelible than ink upon our spirit-fleshed skins, walking unto the people unseen as we walk. upon our journey, upon the ghost road.